In today's video, I asked the question, do phones download and upload faster than other phones?
I don't know.
It's okay, Arnold. That's what I'm here for.
Good. I like that.
The short answer to this question is yes. Depending on the phone, I found that some download and upload faster than others. In this video, I take 10 phones and run it through the speed test app on my Wi-Fi network. On a wired connection, my network averages anywhere between 300 and 350 megabits per second down and 400 to 450 megabits per second up. But on a wireless connection, how close can I reach these speeds on my phones? All phones tested use the 802.11 Wi-Fi standard. 9 out of 10 of these phones support 802.11a, b, g, n, and ac. Meaning that they're capable of Wi-Fi on the 2.4 GHz band and the faster 5 GHz band. If you're confused, all you need to know is that if your phone supports 802.11ac and you have a router or an access point that supports dual band technology, you're golden. All phones ran through the app 3 times at different times during the day, all at the same distance away from my access point, and all other devices to my network were turned off to eliminate other network interference and maintain control. Motorola's 2014 Moto E came in last place, and that shouldn't be a surprise. This was my only phone that doesn't support 802.11ac, which means it can't use the faster 5 GHz band. The first round of tests were administered at around 6 p.m.
6:18 p.m.
Maybe, Arnold, around there. The second round at midnight, and the final run this morning at 8 a.m. The Moto E averaged a download speed of 47 megabits per second with an upload speed of 48 megabits per second. Overall, 47.5 megabits per second. At this speed, it would take about 3 minutes to download or upload a 1 gig file. At number 9 is the LG G6. With an average speed of 105 megabits per second down and 101 megabits per second up, it is the slowest of the pack when it comes to phones that carry 802.11ac technology. With an overall score of 103, it would take about 1 minute and 25 seconds to download or upload a 1 gig file. The OnePlus 3T places 8th, averaging 101 megabits per second down, 150 megabits per second up, and an average speed of 125.5 overall. At its 150 megabits per second upload speed, it could upload a 1 gig file in less than a minute. The HTC 10 places 7th, averaging 132 megabits per second down, 127 megabits per second up. It scores 129.5 overall, which means it would take a little over a minute to download or upload a 1 gig file.
6:18 p.m.
The almost 2-year-old iPhone 6s Plus takes 6th place. With an average 198 megabits per second download speed and 191 megabits per second up, its 194.5 overall means it would be able to download or upload a 1 gig file in about 45 seconds. At 5th place is the Nexus 6P. This almost 2-year device as well averaged 245 megabits per second down and 204 megabits per second up at 224.5 overall. At 245 down, it would take 35 seconds to download a 1 gig file. The Galaxy S8 comes in 4th, averaging 224 megabits per second down, 235 megabits per second up, and 229.5 overall. Like the 6P, at this overall speed, it would take about 35 seconds to download or upload a 1 gig file. The Galaxy S7 takes bronze and places 3rd, at 242 megabits per second down and 244 megabits per second up. It overall scores at 243, taking also about 35 seconds to download or upload a 1 gig file. And surprisingly, the Pixel XL and the iPhone 7 Plus tie for 1st, or 2nd, however you want to look at it. The Pixel XL scored the highest out of all 10 phones in download speeds at 259 megabits per second, 236 megabits per second up, with an overall score of 247.5. The iPhone 7 Plus scored the highest out of all 10 phones in upload speeds at 295 megabits per second, 212 megabits per second down, also with a 247.5 overall score. So yes, these phones differ when it comes to their download and upload speeds, and no, it isn't the most scientific, but it was a fun test to do. But my scores were consistent, and that really shows. It surprised me how low some phones scored even though they carry some of the newest technology in Wi-Fi. It's hard to imagine that only a few years ago though, we were lucky to hit 25-50 megabits per second down on our phones. And who knows how long it'll be before gigabit speeds are the norm on cell phones.
6:18 p.m.